Hi, it's me again, and today I want to speak about shame. And the reason why I want to speak about shame is because I'm reading a book by Brené Brown, and it's called Atlas of the Heart. And she really gets into the definition of things, and one that really got my attention is shame. And we have some sort of misunderstanding of this word shame, and today I am going to talk about shame. Now, Atlas of the Heart. Get the book if you like mental health issues, self-development, how to find ways to fix yourself. Get that book. It is a profound book that talks about emotional experiences that we go through as human beings and explains them properly. So I'm going to talk about shame as an emotion that is characterized by a deep sense of inadequacy and unworthiness. It involves a sort of like a pervasive belief that I am fundamentally flawed, that I'm defective in some way, or I am inherently bad. It is not the same as guilt. Guilt focuses specifically on what I did wrong. It focuses on my behaviors, while shame centers on the self, on me. I am wrong as a person. Now, according to this book, it is identified as a universal human experience that can be intensely painful and isolating. It often arises from feelings of failure, rejection, or not meeting what society is expecting from us, or what we are not expecting from ourselves. So shame is usually triggered or can be triggered by various factors, such as when we get criticized, when we get rejected, and when we perceive that our shortcomings are being highlighted at specific situations and at specific times. Feelings of shame also arise from the way we compare ourselves to others. Now, the key aspects of shame, according to this book, which I find really, really interesting and amazing, she says that shame tends to thrive when we keep it secret. When we keep this feeling secret, it actually grows. And people who experience shame usually hide it without knowing that when they hide the feeling of shame, hiding this feeling of shame is actually due to fear. But when hiding it, it actually grows and it creates more shame, and it creates further judgment from ourselves and from others. The second item that she speaks about in this book is that shame undermines a person's sense of self-worth and belonging, and it creates barriers to authenticity. And it because it creates barriers towards authenticity, it makes it very difficult for a person who feels shame to emotionally connect with others, which can lead to isolation and withdrawal and hiding one's self, parts of self that one is not proud of. And it influences our behavior in significant ways, which often lead to defensive reactions. When I am feeling shame, I become very defensive. And I find that when other people also feel shame, they show more perfectionism, they show more people pleasing, or they even avoid situations, any kind of situations that might trigger the shame that they are struggling with. Now, empathy and vulnerability, she says, are the items or the elements that can be used to combating shame. So empathy and vulnerability. Vulnerability from the person who is experiencing shame at that time. And showing vulnerability through connecting with other people. Then they can then receive empathy from others or give themselves Empathy and vulnerability are very important in combating shame, connecting with others through empathy, understanding, and sharing their feelings can counteract the shame's isolating effects. Vulnerability, or the willingness to show up authentically as yourself despite risking finding yourself in a situation that may enhance or highlight the same feelings that you have been feeling of shame, is seen to be an essential part for building resilience and for us to learn that whatever shame that we are feeling, we can overcome it. So, to summarize about shame, first of all, shame is universal. We all feel it. Shame is the belief that I am wrong. Guilt is something that I have done, comes from something I have done. But shame is believing that I, as a person, I am wrong. I am unworthy. I don't belong where I am supposed to be. That is shame. And it can be fixed once understood through compassion, through empathy, and through the understanding that I, as an individual, am not that one incident that has caused me to feel the shame that I feel. I can resolve it through love, compassion, and vulnerability. Okay, so if you're feeling any kind of shame, please understand, open up, talk to somebody, seek professional help, because shame is a very dangerous feeling. Shame can lead to us self-harming or others harming. So if you're feeling shame, please pay attention to it and do something about it. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.